it, let's get it. Come on, I'm with it, guarantee it. When we hit it, I'ma split it with your partner. If we gon' get it, let's get it. Come on, I'm with it.
Yo, Raw and Uncut. Yo, everybody out there, if you've been following the news, you know what's going on in LA. You know about the ICE raids. You know about the unrest out there. You know what's going on with the civilians. You know what's going on with the National Guard being deployed. Well, it's been reported just a little while ago that Trump has officially deployed 700 Marines to the Los Angeles area to stand guard with the California National Guard. And that's bad, folks. If you watched my video from yesterday, you see this is all a plan. This is all an agenda to reach Marshall Matters status, if you get what I'm saying. Marshall Matters, Marshall Mathers. You know, when it comes to the stuff, I can't really say it because it'll trigger the algorithm, but you get what I'm saying. Everything is a step to that end game, which is Eminem. Talking in code, of course. But you see, he's now deployed 700 active Marines. These guys have been in combat. These guys have been active, and these guys have killed. These guys are trained warriors, trained killers. See the difference between the Marines? Excuse me, I know I'm wheezing a little bit. I know, deal with a little bit of asthma, but we're still going. The difference between Marines and National Guardsmen, everybody knows it's obvious. National Guardsmen have more than likely not been in combat. They haven't been deployed to war zones. You know, fairly younger guys. You know how that goes. And then you got the Marines who are active already, who've been in war zones. These guys are trained killers. They're not trained to talk to people. They're not trained to deal with people. They're trained to go in and take motherfuckers out. National Guard's not trained to do that. They're not there yet. Yeah, they're training for combat and all that, but they haven't had that taste in their mouth of a war zone. They're not dealing with certain issues that come from being in a war zone or multiple wars and going through what you go through in the casualties of war. Because war is hell. A war zone is hell. And in LA, it's erupting into that. And the bad thing and the worst thing about Marines being deployed to LA is that all it takes is for one Marine to fire one shot. And once he fires that shot, it's curtains. Because every other Marine is going to respond to that. And these guys are going to start running through people like nothing to make sure they set an example and to make sure it comes to a stop. But also to make sure that everyone else on the opposite side of that reacts accordingly, which is super civil unrest, which is super duper SHIT hitting the fan, which is out of control. They like to say, oh, it's like a war zone on steroids. Don't you guys understand? This is all part of the get down. This is all part of the script. This is the way that they want it to go. And as long as people are out there doing what they're doing, this is going to keep escalating because you're falling right into the play of what they're wanting to do. And I find another thing strange. A lot of these guys that you see out here waving Mexican flags, but a lot of these guys that are waving the Mexican flags and other country flags out there in these protests and in the unrest and the burning up of vehicles and all this shit that's going on over there, it's fucking mayhem. A lot of these guys that are waving the flags, why are they covered up? Why is their face covered up? And people will say, oh, because they want to cover their face because, you know, they're this, they're that. That doesn't make sense if you're part of civil unrest. Civil unrest don't give a damn about covering their face. There's many people that are going heads up with the National Guardsmen and not violently, but having words with them that their face aren't covered. And they are speaking a lot more truth than these guys waving the flags with their faces covered are doing what they're thinking they're doing. They're not accomplishing much, only escalating things to a certain extent. But you see, I feel that a lot of these guys waving these flags, I feel like we got another kind of get down of what happened a couple of years ago. I can't really say it because I don't want to trigger the algorithm, but I'm going to spell it out for you. Antifa. I feel there's people being paid to go out there and escalate these things. There's people that are out there peacefully protesting, but then you got these mass dudes in these e-bikes and stuff, and I believe some of them are homies. Some of them are Mexican Americans or Mexican folks, but not all of them. And I believe the ones that are escalating everything, I don't even believe that they're even from anywhere around there. They might not even be Mexican descent. Come on, the proof is in the pudding from the past. It's a script that they continue to follow. They don't change much up because they don't think you're smart enough to figure it out. So if they don't think you're smart enough to figure it out, why are they going to change anything up? The script, the play is the same S-H-I-T every time. It's the same S-H-I-T every time. Nothing changes because you ain't figured it out yet. You're still sitting there thinking it's a left and a right thing. You're thinking it's a black and a white thing, a white and a brown thing, a brown and a black thing. It's none of those things. It's a them versus us thing. And what you're doing right now is falling right into their play. The dominoes are falling, folks, one after another. You know, so I hope when the Marines get out there, I hope we don't see an escalation from there. Because these Marines are trained warriors, they're trained killers, they're battle tested, they're veterans, they've already been in the SHIT, they've already been in a war zone, they've already been to hell, and they aren't trained to talk to people. They aren't trained to have patience with people. They're trained to kill. And I'm not saying they're savages at all, but they are savages. Marines are nothing to mess with. Especially from the United States, best in the world. These guys do not F around. These guys do not mess around. So them being deployed to California, 700 or 500, it's one or the other shit. It might be 1,200, who knows? But I do know there's been reports of 500 and there's been reports of 700 Marines being deployed by Donald Trump to the Los Angeles area to stand side by side with the National Guard. What do you think about that, folks? How do you feel about it? Drop a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about it. Like, share these videos. I appreciate you for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to dig some more into some of this stuff and just stay watching and watch it unfold. The script never changes. This is a show, folks. Like George Carlin said, get your popcorn, because you got one of the best, greatest seats in the house. So just grab your popcorn, enjoy the show. And, you know, like we always do about this time, we out.